This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news: residents in the southern community say they are at their wits' end with environmental challenges. For the past several days, the area has been dealing with a strong odor that they believe may be coming from the industrial area. Tonight, a resident of that area is calling for relief. When our ZNS News team arrived in Pender's Point Friday afternoon, a thick, unpleasant odor was in the air, making it very difficult to breathe. Tony Poiter says this is the reality that residents in Pender's Point have had to deal with for over the past 40 years. He says the odor is coming from the neighboring industrial plant. While he no longer lives in the area, he says his elderly parents do.
Daddy is almost immune to it because he's here on a constant basis. So if he smells it, he smells a bad odor, then he just goes on with his business. I go out and come back, and it gives me a nauseous feeling. Head begin to hurt. I have a sinus condition really. I have upper respiratory problems. So this is not good for me right now as it stands. And you have small children in the area, and for years nobody has no concern about it. Health-wise, in the long run, I believe it would affect them. It would. I don't have any proof of a such thing, but I believe it can affect them, especially young children.
He says that the residents have complained for years about the odor that leaves them nauseated, struggling to breathe, and very, very sick.
For some reason, people are afraid. They're afraid of what the big companies or the government or whoever would do to them. And I don't see the fear. I don't have the fear in me for that, like that right now. Because my thing is, it's been happening for so long, and somebody needs to step out and do something about it.
He says the odor becomes even more repugnant this time of the year.
This time of the year, when the wind goes in, we have cold fronts coming through, and the wind goes in the northwest direction. That's when it comes, we will get a good taste of it. And other than that, when the wind is extremely still, and they have a problem over there, you'll smell odor in the morning, early in the morning, until the wind comes up and you don't smell it anymore.
Poiter says that something must be done.
Look at relocating us as people, moving us. If it's a buyout the people and let them go. So we don't have to be confronted with this on a weekly basis or a daily basis. It's not good for the health.
He is calling on the powers that be to help the people of Pender's Point.
I'd like for somebody in power, in government or Borco, to step out and do something about it, and just don't brush us aside as some guinea pigs, and some research animal.
Now, we spoke with Patrick Hodgin, Senior Director of Health, Safety, Security, and Environment at Borco. He told us that Borco has fixed monitors on the property to detect such odors, but at this point there has been no indication of odors emanating from the Borco facility. A popular fast food chain investing millions in a new eco-friendly restaurant here in Freeport. The new facility replaces the original location that has been struggling to keep up with the increase in demand. As Megan Shepard tells us, this modern facility is viewed as the flagship restaurant for the region.
The new Wendy's Freeport location boasts of more square footage, state-of-the-art equipment, modern lighting, and a lounge setting within the dining room. District Manager Rayford Ramming says staff and customers both outgrew the old location on the Mall Drive, and they are proud to be in their new state-of-the-art building. The new location on Pioneers Way is so advanced and unique that owners from the region will travel to Grand Bahama soon to view the facilities.
It's called image activation. This is their brand new design. This is what they call the more green space. It is better suited for efficiency. And like I said, everything is computerized in the store, and the setup allows for faster flow of business. This is the only one in South America, Central America, the Caribbean at this time. It is so unique that November 3rd, we have a cruise that the Bahamian franchisee and managers will be hosting, that we will fly into Miami and bring the Norwegian Sky to Freeport on November 3rd, just for them to see this store.
General manager and co-manager of the flagship store say staff and customers are adjusting to the upgrades, and everyone is excited about the changes.
The staff has been trained in all the new positions and the new equipment, and right now we're basically just focusing on customer service, and they're doing an excellent job so far.
It's been long waiting. They say they feel like they are in in the States, especially when you come to the drive-thru and as you place your order, you could see your order appear on the screen. So they're very excited.
Lack of parking and a long drive-through line were two issues that plagued the Mall Drive location. Raming says the move to Pioneer's Way provides adequate parking and additional space for the drive-through. Customers say it is more than appreciated.
It's been a long time coming. It's a good facelift for the city now, and it looked like something is happening real good for us, finally.
A lot of people seems to like Wendy's, so I think the traffic will always be an issue. Although they have a bit more space, I think the traffic will still be an issue because there's a lot of traffic that pass through Wendy's restaurant.
I don't anticipate the traffic jams that they used to have at the other premises because this is bigger, larger. As you can see, the parking lot is huge. The ambience is better. It's not on the highway. It's truly on a busy byway, and so it's beautiful, and I think they're going to do exceptionally well.
And coffee lovers, you now have more reason to rejoice because the new location has expanded to include a Wendy's cafe that carries specialty coffees and desserts.
I like the coffee. Most of all, I love the coffee from across the street, even to here. So you see, they got me following there. I love the coffee.
And here's a fun fact. The old Wendy's location was actually the first one to be established in the Bahamas in 1984. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Megan. In news from the crime beat, a Bimini man arraigned before Magistrate Helen Jones today on the charge of robbery with violence. Shervin Sawyer, 24, of Porgy Bay, Bimini, was not allowed to enter a plea. A preliminary inquiry will commence in January of next year in New Providence. Now, he was remanded to prison. He is accused of robbing a visitor of some $800 and other personal items while at a resort in Bimini on Monday morning. Meantime, police are still looking for 33-year-old Jeffrey Baldwin Francis, a.k.a. Kippy. Francis, a resident of Kings Highway, Baileytown, Bimini, is a fisherman by profession. He is around 5 feet 10 inches tall, medium brown complexion, heavy built, and about 250 pounds. Police say Francis is wanted on robbery charges. If you can assist police in locating Jeffrey Baldwin Francis, a.k.a. Kippy, you should pick up the phone and call 347-3144-CDU at 350-3107 or 8-911 or 919. And a road traffic initiative that was launched prior to the National Heroes holiday will continue this weekend. Tonight, the officer in charge of police traffic is sending a warning to all road users. Joan Davis-Roll has this story.
Motorists on Grand Bahama, beware. A heightened presence by police traffic officials will take place on weekends as officers attempt to keep our streets safe and accident-free. Assistant Superintendent of Police in charge of the Traffic Department, Kenwood Taylor, is warning motorists once again to buckle up.
Drive with their seatbelts, refrain from texting while driving, from applying makeup while driving, to refrain from doing anything that would distract them from operating that 4,000-pound vehicle in a proper manner, because it then becomes a deadly weapon if it hits somebody.
ASP Taylor is also urging motorists to drive with extreme caution and care.
Be out in full force. We'll be patrolling our streets. We would like to advise members of the public who are driving their motor vehicles to carry their driver's license with them. If your vehicles are heavily tinted, remove the dark tint. It's against the law to have anything on your windshields that would obscure the interior from being seen from the exterior.
Officers, he says, will be on the lookout for those motorists guilty of other traffic offenses.
When you would have a lot of kids traversing our streets, and so officers are positioned throughout Coral Road in an effort to allow the pedestrians and the motoring public to utilize the streets with care and attention.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
The Ministry of Tourism reflecting on the loss of an icon in the island's tourism industry. While officials mourn her loss, they give her credit for establishing Grand Bahama as a leading destination in the international market. Natalie Martinborough has this story.
She was a mainstay in Grand Bahama's tourism industry. For almost 5 decades, Lydia Saunders traveled the globe to promote Grand Bahama as the place to visit. Through her efforts, thousands travel to Grand Bahama every year from Europe, South America, and other countries around the world. Last Thursday, the 78-year-old tour operator died following a traffic accident on Seahorse Road. General Manager of the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Office, Betty Bethel, calls it a blow to the tourism sector.
She has been one of the most passionate, enthusiastic ambassadors for Grand Bahama. She's traveled everywhere with us for over, I'm sure, 40 years. Lydia has been on the road with us in Europe, in Canada, in the United States. Even though her emphasis has been Europe, she has represented us everywhere that she's gone, so it's a loss.
Bethel says Lydia Saunders was well known in international and local tourism circles. She gives her credit for setting a standard and a pace for others to follow.
Lydia was consistent and tenacious, and she never wavered in her ability to deliver the services that she offered. If she committed to provide a particular service, that is exactly what her guests got when they got to Grand Bahama. That's a lesson. Consistency is very important in sustaining our industry. So the lesson is we should follow her example. She was a consummate professional, and she was consistent, and she delivered. And she was honest, great integrity.
The top tourism executive says Grand Bahama is better off because Lydia Saunders made her contributions to the tourism sector.
She paved the way for us in a lot of markets, particularly Italy, her home, which she knew so well, and she had such a rapport and a relationship with the tour operators that brought us business. So I would like to think that her contribution has paved a path for us that we should follow.
Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down. Use the sun to power your home and reduce your electricity bill by 80% or more. The Northern Bahamas Utilities Company Limited is your leader in solar installation with experienced certified technicians to handle all your PV systems and solar water heater needs. Make an appointment today and we'll be more than happy to have a member of our sales team meet with you. Call toll-free throughout the Bahamas at 242-225-0766 or email us at info@nbutilities.com. The Northern Bahamas Utilities Company Limited. Smart, innovative energy management.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Renew You, presenting life and relationship coach Tony Gaskin. And Grand Bahama, October 25th. Tickets go on sale September 19th.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Thursday, the heads of schools here on Grand Bahama Island met with the value-added tax implementation team concerning what is to come in hopes to enlighten the administrators about the new form of taxes. Keith Worrell from VAT implementation team says this is where it starts with educators, as they are responsible for educating the public, the principals, and administrators. They will be the ones to cause a trickle effect in the homes.
We want them to get a total understanding as to what VAT is, what VAT means. These persons are persons who are responsible for the education of our young people. They're responsible for the education of our future taxpayers. They're the persons who parents look to for guidance in lots of instances. And we feel that they can be instrumental in getting the message out.
Jacqueline Pender, President of the Principals and Vice Principals Association in Grand Bahama, says she is pleased that the Bahamian government has taken the time out to train educators about VAT and recognizes their responsibility as administrators.
It's a process. We feel the first persons are the administrators, and then teachers, and then thirdly our parents. And as soon as we get that done, of course we know, but we would have also gotten this information into the home. We are using this as a beginning of getting information across to our administrative body. That is the first step. We need to be, as leaders, informed and educated, and we need to know what to expect as far as our school system is concerned.
Well, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture issuing seed money to Junkanoo groups on Grand Bahama yesterday. The funding coming as groups get ready for the 2015 parade. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Danny Johnson was on hand for the ceremony, encouraging contestants to stick with the culture, saying it can help drive Grand Bahama's economy.
You also have another season that I don't know if we take full advantage of in Grand Bahama, which is from December 1st to December 30th, where, you know, we could also set up an arena from the 1st of December and use that for various activities. Doesn't have to just be Junkanoo.
He then admonished groups to begin preparations for the next year's parade and to make it the best ever.
Right, get ahead of the game. I mean, display your banners, get your information out, have group events. You all could do 11 groups. You all could do the 12 days of Christmas and do your last practice on that. You should practice once on the route. You all know that? To perform properly, you have to have one dress rehearsal on the field that you're going to play on.
In other news, a local foundation is bringing change to the social fabric of Grand Bahama with the renewing of the mind, body, and spirit. The organization is also recognizing several community leaders for their impact and positive contributions to the development of this island. Founder of Renew You Foundation, Glenette McKinney, talks about motivation behind the idea of catering to the whole man.
During my life, I haven't always made the best choices. I haven't always made the right decisions, and I realize that it has an impact on us as persons that we develop ourselves into. And if you don't turn that negative energy or negative past into something positive, you'll continue down that road. So I had recently gone through a lot of turmoil in my life, and I decided instead of putting it in a box and hiding it away, that I could use my life as a lesson to persons to better themselves or to push forward with whatever it is they want to do.
It truly just touched my heart, because sometimes you feel so discouraged, you feel so tired, and you feel like your work isn't always making the impact that it should. But these kind of awards and honors give you the strength, the encouragement, and the ability to keep pushing forward and fighting the good fight.
Well, members of the community who have been touched by the work of the honorees are invited to support them during the official recognition next Saturday evening at the Grand Lucine Hotel with special guest Tony A. Gaskins Jr.
This event is absolutely timely. Why? Because, and it's just not about jobs. There seemed to be a brokenness of spirit on this island for whatever reason. And I don't think it's about employment so much as about people need a time of refreshing in their spirit, in their soul. And I believe it's if one individual can help us is Mr. Tony Gaskin.
I got really excited because I feel like he could help so many people in their path, in their life. He's a renowned relationship and also a life coach, and I feel like it's time that Freeport gets this. A lot of people are tired, a lot of people feel like their life is over, but it isn't so. I feel like he's going to breathe a breath of fresh air into Freeport when he comes.
Stay with us. Ricardo Liborn has a check on sports when we return.
Everybody, it's time for Sports. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, Sports Center dedicated to my sweet Petunia, Judith, Judy May, Sandra Dean Lightborn. Make sure I get that out tonight. Well, after one full week of grueling workouts and healthy eating, 6 of our colleagues here at ZNS stepped onto the scales to see if they met their goals in the Compound ZNS Fitness Challenge. Well, tonight, we will see who stayed on track, who put on some pounds, who need to take off some pounds. Anyhow, let's go to Sheena.
Sweeter than the cream in a Frenchman's flair. Smoother than the ice in a skating rink. Have I forgot anything? Let me think. Oh yeah, I'll put your 10, put you on the line. Defines that I'm a lyrical mastermind. The more I go, the more I flow.
It was all fun and games and freestyling until the 6 contestants of the ZNS Fitness Challenge had to step on the scale for the first official weigh-in. The first to see whether she gained or lost was Judith. She was challenged to lose 5 pounds in a week. She not only failed at meeting her goal, but also she packed on a few pounds.
Step to the side, man, and do better for next week.
Carnetta was up next. Her challenge was to lose 3 pounds, followed by Warren, whose goal was to also lose 3 pounds.
So you gained a pound, you followed your diet a little. Now you got to follow your, pretty much. Okay, now. All right, cool. Just as long as you did, because I didn't want to say no more. All right, cool. Thank you. Don't feel happy about yourself. Well, congratulations. You followed the diet to a T? What'd you eat for breakfast today? Huh? Was that on your plan?
Angelo and I were up next to see if we met, exceeded, or failed in our weight loss goal for the week. Angelo is expected to lose 3 pounds and me 4 pounds.
Congratulations, she lost 2 pounds. Hey, did you follow your diet?
Pretty much. I don't eat a lot. So
That's the problem right there. Don't disappoint me again. Getting back in line. Wrong on the diet part again. What'd you have breakfast today?
Just salmon.
That's not on your diet.
But I followed my diet.
No, you didn't.
Only today.
What'd you have yesterday?
Tuna.
And what?
That's it.
You didn't follow it again.
No, for breakfast?
It's tuna and grits, man.
Oh, I don't eat grits.
So you're going to tell me this now a week into it?
And because Coach Rob was not entirely pleased with our results, the workout was turned up.
Well, Rob, let me tell you, Wendy, she done been in there already. So I don't know what the deal is. 2 pounds, she now put on 4. And I got to say to my colleague down there in Nassau, Chris Saunders, buddy, get well. Your brothers of Phi Beta Sigma on this end is saying to you, take it light, okay? That's a look at sports, and Sheena going to Wendy's. Be right back.